Hello guys, Robot1 here, coming at you with a new Yu-Gi-Oh video, and in today's Yu-Gi-Oh video, we're going to be talking about a bit of a controversial topic in my personal opinion, and this topic is basically talking about going second and how it is actually really bad in the game right now, and pretty much in all of Yu-Gi-Oh, being second has literally just been shunned upon. So today we're going to be talking about basically why going second is so bad. Like there are just so many reasons that I have to talk about today about this. First being the cost to go second, second being how literally every deck in the game is able to make a massive amount of negates. Like there's just so many reasons for why going second in Yu-Gi-Oh right now is just terrible, and why I wanted to make this video about that, because literally you can't go second in Yu-Gi-Oh right now, even though there are so many cards to let you go second. It just doesn't matter half the time. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about going second in a nutshell and everything along those lines. But let's first talk about why I wanted to actually make this video. So why I wanted to make this video is for the pure fact that in all of Yu-Gi-Oh, whenever I started getting competitive, the first day that I got competitive in this game, I have always strived for one thing in all of my decks, and that is literally everything, something I've told every player that I've ever told and helped to build a deck, and that is make your deck go first and second. If you can build a deck that can go first and second, your deck will fundamentally be the best deck of the format. And there are multiple reasons for this. If your deck can go first and second, you can stop anything your opponent does on their turn, and you can also do everything you want to do on your turn without having to worry about your opponent's turn. So that's why going first and second is so important. But in recent years in the game, you can't do that. You can't make your deck go first and second. And even though there are all these cards such as hand trap, there's like an infinite amount of hand traps, there's like Dark Ruler No More, Lightning Storm, there's so many cards in the game that say, oh, I can go second. But even though all these cards are in the game, they don't matter a lot because there's just so many ways to stop them. Like, look, for instance, looking at decks, like literally just looking at the going first scene right now, if you play a going first deck, your deck is able to make upwards of 3 to 7 disruptions. Your deck can literally make up to 7 disruptions, or end on a board that could just floodgate you to death. Like, or even like set 5 cards and pass. Like, literally in Yu-Gi-Oh right now, almost every deck in the format can do up to those things. It can either make a lockout board that stops your opponent playing the game. It can make literally hand traps. It can literally do hand wipes right now. Like literally just destroy your opponent's entire hand. Hand loop, that's it. The name escaped me for a minute. You can literally hand loop in the game very easily right now. So it's like, does it even matter if I have all these options? I'm just going to get hand looped. And like there's just so many things in the game right now with like making tons of disruptions, setting tons of back row, stopping you from being able to play the game entirely with a hand loop. Like there's just so many different things in the game right now that going second is just not good, because if you do go second, then you've either got to get one, really lucky by opening multiple disruptions to stop your opponent from actually even playing the game, or two, open one of those few cards open one of those few cards that stop your opponent from the entire turn, or just get really lucky and hope your opponent just opens really bad. Like that's how going second right now is. You even need to open like 4 hand traps, well 5 now because of like Adamantipator can play through like 4 disruptions, and you've also got to open your full combo with that one, with all those hand traps as well. Like luck in going second is really bad right now, because if you need to open multiple ways to stop your opponent on their turn, and at the same time also having a way to play your turn, which is almost impossible when you really think about it. Because like you can have all of these different ways to go second. You can have 3 hand traps in your hand. You can have you can have a lightning storm in your hand, or 2 lightning storm if they've got the solemn judgment. But if you don't open your extenders or your ways to play the game, you just can't play the game. You just can't do anything. And that's the problem with going second. There's just so many cards to go second right now. But if you're playing all these cards to go second, then your deck is going to be unbalanced. And that's the thing. If your deck can't play going second, or it can only play going first and needs these hand traps to go second, then you're not going to be able to do anything half the time, because going second is near to impossible if you don't open your starters. And without your starters, you're not going to be able to do anything, so you need to pray open your starters. But that's the luck in going second right now. It's just pure based on luck. And even if you're not going, even if you don't think it's luck, like going second right now, it costs a fortune. And that's like the next point I'm going into. Like, literally, if you want to play going second, if you want to play all these going second cards, you want to play free Ash Blossom, you want to play free Impermanence, you want to play the Dark Ruler No Mores, you want to play Lightning Storms, you want to play Evenly Matched, it's going to cost you literally 2 arms and your leg, including the foot. Like, literally, you need to spend so much money to go second in the game right now. Lightning Storms, 80 quid each. Evenly Matched, 30 quid each. Impermanence, 25 each. Hand Traps galore. Ash Blossoms, like, 8 each. Like, literally, going second in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is such an expensive thing. Dark Ruler No Mores are, like, 10 to 15. Like, going second in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so expensive. It's literally one of the most expensive things in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! That I have seen in so long. Like, just having these cards is just too much, because literally you need to buy these cards, which are super expensive, or Konami literally just makes their pull rates almost impossible. Looking at you, Lightning Storm, being like literally barely 2 per case. And it's like, I'm looking at all of this stuff, and it's just like, how? How am I supposed to play going second if I don't have the funds to go afford it? How am I supposed to go second if I don't get the luck to draw these going second cards? Like, you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have the luck to draw your Lightning Storm against the Autogeist players, and if they have the Solemn Judgment, it doesn't even matter. If you don't have the luck to draw the Dark Ruler No More against an Adamantipator who didn't set up the Destruction Sword, like, it just means nothing in the end. Like, literally, we're going back to this fact that you can have all the money in the world, but then it goes into luck again. You need the luck to be able to draw these cards. And yes, luck is a big factor in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I know luck has always been this really big factor in Yu-Gi-Oh! That has always been in the game. But at the same time, you need the luck to draw these cards, but you also need the luck to draw your engine. You need the luck to draw your engine along with these cards that let you go second, so you can actually play the game while stopping your opponent playing the game, so then you can actually play the game. And that's not good going second. Like, literally, and there's this balance in going first and second as well now. If you have all the money in the world to buy all these cards, like, decks are able to play through these cards. Like, literally, Autogeist, they have free Solemn Judgment right now to play through, Autogeist have free Solemn Judgment and Hextia, and so many other ways to play through these back row destructions, like Lightning Storm, because, you can have the Lightning Storm, but I have a Solemn Judgment, so it means nothing. If you're going against an Emancipator, they just put a Destruction Sword literally there. And looking at decks that also other decks that go first, looking at like Mermail that just hand loop you. They literally have the new Deep Sea Diva stuff that lets you look at your opponent's hand, take a card out of their hand to stop you from being able to from playing on the game. So if you have that hand trap in your hand, well, you can just kiss that good riddance, so they can just loop your hand. Like, it really is hard to say going second is good in the game right now, and it's really hard to build your deck to go first and second. Now, obviously, going first and second, it's still plausible. It's still really, really plausible to go first and to go second in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because all you really need to do to go first and second in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is play your entire engine, play multiple ways to get to your engine, put the consistency in there, and then play a ton of hand traps, and maybe Dark Ruler No Mores. Now, that really is easy to go second, but at the same time, we go into the luck factor again, where if you don't draw these cards, or you just draw one half, say you draw your entire engine, and then you don't draw any hand traps, so your opponent just goes off, or you just draw all the hand traps, but then you don't draw your engine, so then your opponent now has the next turn to then try to go off again, and at that point, you've wasted all of your hand traps. Like, going second in the game right now is just so bad, and literally going first and going second are balanced, but like, I'm not gonna lie, there is a balance between the two. There is a big balance. Like, if you, with all these hand traps in the game and all these disruptions, you have cards that do a ton of negates and have tons of disruption. Like, the decks do that. They have tons of disruption, tons of negates, such as Mermail. They can hand loop you and take cards out of your hand. Like with Adamantipator, they make upwards of 5 to 7 disruptions. Elder Lich, they literally just set a ton of cards, make some negates, and stuff along those lines. But at the same time, even with this balance, going first is still way over the top when you really look at it at the two of them. You can go first and you'll 9 times out of 10 win because your opponent going second didn't open the one hand trap, or you were able to play through literally the 4 disruptions in their hand so you can still make a board of like upwards of 4 negates. Like, going first in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the most busted thing in the game right now for that fact. It's just so easy to go first in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. And that's the issue with the game, in my personal opinion. Like, no matter what, if you've won the dice roll, if you've won by rolling, like, literally, the way I've looked at the game for the most recent times, you see this dice? You see the 6-sided dice? If you roll lower than your opponent, you are most likely going to lose. And that is the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. If you roll this 6-sided dice, and your opponent rolls higher than you, you've probably lost. And that's a bad thing in the game. That's a really... I hate to say this because it really is true. Going second is just nigh to impossible. It's literally almost impossible to go second, and that's something I really hate. Now, you can still build your decks to go first and second very easily. Like as I said, you can put like your entire engine in. You can be playing a deck like Salads that can play tons of engine pieces and then just play tons of hand traps and then still be able to consistently get there because they have cards like Signet Mining, Solomon Great Circle, Gazelle, Foxy. But again, luck. If you don't draw those cards along with all the hand traps, 9 times out of 10 your opponent's going to win. And that is really annoying for me to say because I've always built to go first and second. I still build to go first and second, but it's just so hard in the game right now to build to go first and second that making this video and me talking about it just makes me think even harder. Like, how am I supposed to go first and second if I can't even stop my opponent from playing with like 2 cards? And that's an issue. Like, that's a thing with me. Going second, there are lots of ways to do it. You can play a ton of hand traps, you can play your lightning storms, you can play your evenly matches, you can play your dark roller no mores. Like, you can play all these cards, but at the same time, that's either going to cost you an armor in the leg, or both arms and your legs, or it's going to just be like, oh, you just didn't draw them in, that was just really unlucky. But guys, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Honestly, like, this has just been me ranting a bit and just discussing going second in general. So if you guys enjoyed that, don't forget to hit the like button. Please subscribe to see more content on my channel. Like, I have updated my setup a bit. Like, I've got a new mic, which you can see in the video right here. I've got a new webcam, which I hope makes the quality of the videos look a bit better. I've got lighting to the side here. I'm kind of gonna have to reposition that because there's a shadow on this side. But I hope you really enjoyed the video, guys. It's really cool to be able to make these videos for you, and I hope you enjoyed it. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's hope going second becomes better and easier, because you really can't do it right now. But guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Robot1, signing out. Later all.